Hello everybody, my name is Demonic Angel Lily, and welcome back to some more the Retrospection of Tomorrow. Now, as you might be able to tell as we go on throughout, there's not going to be a single chat box in the top right hand corner like there usually is. And that is because I am doing an incredibly weird thing for me, and that's the fact that I'm recording this part and not live streaming it on Twitch, like literally everything else I post to this YouTube channel. And a part of that is because with how many games I've committed to playing now, it is so incredibly hard finding the time to be able to stream them all, especially when I'm already dealing with everyday life stuff like, college, senior, I've got capstone in a couple of weeks. I have essays due and stuff like that, so I figure what I'll do is I can record smaller, more hour-long videos rather than 2 hours, when I have the free time to do so, and, post those to YouTube, and I can, like, I don't know, maybe alternate out. I haven't really decided. I kind of just started this on a whim, because I also, like, I'm playing this, I need to play Moonflower, I need to play Infinity Nikki, Wuthering Waves got an update. There's so much I gotta do. But we are going to test this out with the retrospection of tomorrow. It'll be very interesting just talking to myself and not whatever random folks happen to pop in. But yeah. Anyways, I gotta respond to something. Okay. Last time we left off with a literal bang as everything went to shit. We went to go attend a seminar with a surprisingly attractive professor about time travel, and it ended with the professor pulling out a gun and I think he shot us. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he shot us, we died, and then suddenly the day restarted. There's something with a button, I think, that helped to reset the day. I don't know. It's been a minute. It's been like 3 weeks since I last played this game. But all of the interesting stuff is now taking off, and we are about to see just what the hell happens. So, with that, I'm gonna set a timer for an hour, because if I go over it, I might not realize. Let's get into it. I was about to lose my shit. Just no saves. Okay. Chat with Noah. We're literally right here. Enter the next chapter. This is memory retrieval error. What do you mean memory retrieval? That's right. The whole time travel thing had to do with like putting your conscience into a past body instead of like actually physically going back in time. Begin cognitive neural retrieval process. Oh, I just click. C014. I thought I was actually going to type it in. 3 years left until my first travel. Chapter 1. First encounters. 1 of 2 currently available. I'm going to shout out real quick. The retrospection of tomorrow is currently over on Kickstarter. Doing some funding stuff. I have already made my pledge over on that side. There's some pretty cool rewards in there. And last I checked, I'm pretty sure they're over halfway to their goal right now in just a couple of days. So congrats to Cherish, the developer, who's an absolute sweetheart. If you guys want to help support the game, I'll make sure to have the link to the Kickstarter in the description, as well as links to the Twitter and Blue Sky page for the game. You guys want to make sure to follow it and check it on out. Anyways, let go of me. I always forget how F does that. God damn it. I reached my hands to my neck, trying to find that ghostly sensation from the dream. covered my mouth, jammed my neck, leaving me unable to struggle. Why do I always have nightmares like this? Do I have paranoid delusions? It's 2 in the morning. Just awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's point and click. Which I literally learned when I was going through the Kickstarter page. I thought it was just like a regular old VN, basically reading a novel type deal. But no, it's got full investigative features where you point and click and learn stuff. The computer continued playing the academic lecture I watched halfway through yesterday. Memory loss can make it hard to remember. Lists of facts and memories can seem fragmented or disjointed, even causing huge gaps. Common symptoms include flashbacks, nightmares, intrusive thoughts, panic attacks or anxiety, insomnia, mood changes, and avoidance of trigger locations or situations. Shit, sounds like I have whatever this is. If you're struggling with these, please seek support from family, friends, or a professional. Good thing I'm in counseling. After hearing this, any feelings of peace I had dissipated, and I slammed the computer shut. The fridge is completely empty. Damn, no midnight snacks. I grabbed a pile of cash off the counter and stuffed it in my bag, and wrote down, "Remember to buy food," on my notepad. Didn't I write the same thing yesterday? Looks like no breakfast today. I'll buy something to eat at school. On the table in the living room was a chess set, with last night's pieces still poised to continue their battle. I really enjoy chess because it relies on strategy, not chance. Such simple rules can lead to a variety of plays. A game where you need to consider advantages and disadvantages before each move. It's truly marvelous. Maybe I should start a chess club at school. But that might involve too much unnecessary socializing. I feel that. And yet, when I got to college, I joined every single club I could get my hands on because I was desperate and lonely. Honestly, though, great way to socialize. I met some of the greatest people ever. It was already December, yet this night was surprisingly warm. Apart from the howling wind, everything was serene. The garden outside was overgrown with weeds, and the trees looked bare, appearing like cracks reaching into the sky under the moonlight. Doo-doo-doo! The home fund was only used for contact with my parents since I didn't have many friends. Occasionally, Hendrix would also call. "Aw, Henry!" Do I also learn, like, that his dad should have given it away, but this dude's fucking loaded. He's our rich bestie. But at this hour, it could only be them. Them. The phone rang for a while before falling silent. I let out a sigh of relief, followed by a voicemail message. "Our trip is being extended, so we won't be home for Christmas." "Ah, thanks, Dad." "If you're still spending Christmas with the Green children, be mindful of your words and actions so you don't cause them any trouble. I expect the house to be kept tidy until we return, and for you to behave yourself." "Thanks, Dad." The line rang with a busy signal. Not even an "I love you, stay safe"? Damn, that's kind of a dick. How many messages have I missed on nights like this? Or were these messages that important to begin with? They always sound the same anyways. What was the point? Looking around, all the living room furniture was covered in white sheets to protect from dust, except for a small section of the dining table and a chair I use for eating. Wait, are we rich too? Is everybody in this game fucking rich? It was clean and empty, and I was alone. Good. I mean, it does look like a nice place, though. So bright. When did I fall asleep? And who the fuck is knocking? Leave me alone! Trying to stop the constant knocking, I got up from my seat and headed for the door. Coming right up! Are we serving them too? Open the door. Oh my god. His eyes. Why are his eyes so nice? Why do you look so nice? Hi, Henry. And all grown up, too. Last time we saw him, he was just a tiny little child. Except for, I think, a brief scene when we were talking together on campus. Which I learned that other character is, Edmund. Ugh, that blinding smile! Oh my god. You look like you've been punched, Lily. Did you have another nightmare last night? Okay, look at you with your quirky little smile. Oh my god, why is she so fucking cute? No, I am Noah. I am here for Noah. That is what I am here for. Stay strong. I might need to play this multiple times, honestly, though. They're all so cute. Good morning to you too, Hendrix. Did I upset you? How about this as an apology? I leaned on the doorframe with a smile and waved a paper bag in front of my face. Is it food? If it ain't food, I don't want it. Mom asked me to bring it. You haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Are these crumpets? Food! What else would they be? They're your favorite. Alright, I'll wait for you downstairs. Let's eat them together later. The boy standing in front of me was Hendrix Green, my childhood friend. We're now in the same high school, and he's the same boy we went hunting with many, many moons ago. I think we also killed Moldark's great-grandmother. These games sure do like having me kill bunnies. Although my parents were successful business people, me and Hendrix grew up in a very different environments. There was a time when I was excited to live alone in such a big house. Now it feels more like house sitting for my parents than actually living here. Right, with the sheets on the furniture and all that. Since I didn't want to keep Hendrix waiting too long, I quickly went upstairs and changed clothes. The garden was overgrown with weeds because it had been neglected. Wait. Oh, I keep clicking the different characters! I love that! And there was our bestie. Nope. This is return. Okay. This literally looks like the house from, Forrest Gump. With, like, the trees lining the road and just the giant house in the back of it. This is literally Forrest Gump's house. Lily, have you considered hiring a gardener or a butler? If I didn't come to get you, would you have gone to school without eating breakfast again? He's so sweet and considerate. I have food at home. No, you don't! We literally had to write a note. As soon as the words left my mouth, I kind of regretted them. Probably already seen the inside of my fridge when I let him in to wait. Has everything I need, and I'm not a child anymore. Look, the ivy on your walls has grown so much it could climb right up to your window. Would you? It would be like a little guitar and a sweet serenade. Eh? Also, I'm realizing he looks like a Slytherin. Like, I get that it's probably just like the obvious green tones in his tie, but dude is like a fucking Slytherin, but he's so cute and sweet. He's a Slytherin with Hufflepuff energy. Isn't that just what you wanted? You can recreate Romeo's climb. The lark's singing now, Lily. The nightingale's song is over. This is much easier to climb than the school scaffolding. And now that I look closer, even though the garden is overgrown, it has a certain charm. I mean, who doesn't love a house covered in ivy? My dream house is a nice little wooden cottage out in the middle of the woods, lots of flowers around, gotta have some hydrangeas, and then the walls are fucking coated in ivy. Ooh, it actually doesn't even have to be, it doesn't have to be wooden. It can have like a brick exterior with the ivy crawling up it. The only thing is that it can be a little bit hard to manage sometimes, at which point, though, you just gotta go. Problem solved. Feels perfect for all sorts of dramatic, conflicting plots. I glanced at the ivy, which hadn't been trimmed in years and probably had deep roots, so Hendrix likely wouldn't fall halfway up. I remember us climbing trees together when we were kids. So you too remember. But if I ever did climb up that ivy, I might just scare you. You know, like, if in the dead of night a shadowy figure appears at your window. Hendrix pitifully pointed at his own nose. It would be a disaster if you got so scared you kicked me down. And that romance real quick. Then I might never be able to act on stage again for the rest of my life. Or worse, I might have to spend it in a wheelchair. Huh? Lily, I'm just kidding. Don't walk Storm off so smoothly. Wait, hold up. That's going in the reports. Since this game is still currently in development, there are going to be some occasional dialogue issues, but it's okay. We have a Discord channel for that. Lily, good morning. You still like your little cookies? Is that his mom? She looks like an actual Slytherin. Miss Maria, dressed in a casual suit as always, turned around and greeted me with a beaming smile. I really liked Maria, mainly because she didn't mind us eating in the car, and she didn't mind the cookie crumbs falling into the crevices of those expensive-looking leather seats. They're great. Thank you, Miss Green. Oh, I told you to just call me Maria. If you like them, we have plenty more at home. Mom, you clearly told me this morning that this was the last pack, so I had to bring it to Lily. Aww. Henry, no girl likes a boy without self-control who doesn't even bother to dress up in the morning. Wait, does he not dress himself? Whenever you see those cookies, you can't stop eating them. What if you gain weight? Wouldn't that be a waste of the good genes you've inherited from your loving parents? Oh! Like food control. Ah, but Lily, don't you think it's too scary for a little girl to live in an environment like this all day? I don't know, I seem to manage well enough. I mean, salty about my parents, but what else is new? Maria gestured with her chin at my long abandoned garden and the unkept driveway and lawn. I heard recently that if you're 14, you can hire a gardener yourself without needing your parents' permission. I just don't like having outsiders here, that's all. Well, if you ever need the contact information for a gardener or anything else, just let me know. Aw, she's so sweet. After all, your parents are always away from home, so it's better to have someone look after you. Alright, kids. You got here a bit early today, so enjoy your last day of school before winter break. Ooh. And Hendrix, why don't you take Lily back to the manor after class? In the past, I've spent every Christmas with the Hendrix family, but only on Christmas Eve, Day, and Christmas Day. This year's Christmas will be different, and I think we should prepare properly. Ooh. Got it, Mom. I'll complete the mission and bring Lily home with me. Man, I wish I had a best friend like that growing up. I would kill for, like, a childhood friends to lovers trope in my life, but it's a little bit too late for that. Maria smiled and nodded at us, then drove off. Why do you sound like you're my dad? Like you're my dad. You're my dad! Oogie boogie woogie! There's no reason, it's just the fact that I take care of you. You're only a year or two older than me. So I should take care of you when there are no adults around. In fact, for a boy his age, Hendrix seems a little too attached to me. Gee, I wonder why. It couldn't be because he liked us or anything. If he didn't have his own schoolwork, club activities, and socializing to do, I think he'd probably cling to me every day, drag me to read some strange novel he had written or something. Fuck. See, here's the problem. I do like the clingy types. But no, I'm committed to Noah! Lily, you're not even listening to me, are you? Ah, Hendrix, I wasn't. I suddenly felt a pang of guilt for my previous thoughts. I understand. Girls like you are going through puberty. What? What does fucking puberty have to do with it? I'm concerned. No, I actually don't mind. It's okay for you to lecture me sometimes. As I was about to put my hand on Hendrix's shoulder, he suddenly grabbed my wrist. Oh. You little fucker. Gotcha. With lightning-quick hands, Hendrix mussed up my hair. You son of a... See you after school, man. Hendrix! Motherfucker, get your ass back here. Hi, Lisa. Wait, why is she here too? Wait, are we still in college? What about that university that we were at? Is this high school? Are we, like, at a fancy private high school? Ooh. Is that Italy? I'm gonna be there... Wait, no. Wait. Is that Africa? There's Australia there. Wait, no. That can't be Africa, can it? Wait. I don't remember world map. Wait, no. That looks like South America. But it's not. It's a zoomed in map. It's fucking... What is that place? Oh my god. I don't know geography. It's fucking... Oh my god, why is it... Let me zoom in! It's India! It's fucking India! I'm a dumbass. Also... Okay, not gonna lie, India does look kind of like South America. I got very confused very quickly. No, I just failed geography. But I think that's Italy. Italy's the boot, right? That looks like a boot. Anyways, fixing your hair so early? That's unlike you. You smell great today. Did you bring something delicious? Finally, someone normal has arrived. That's debatable. This is Lisa, my best friend. Wow, so delicious. Miss Garcia's classic recipe. I can never get enough. Miss Garcia's, Miss Maria's. What the fuck is wrong with me? Huh? Why do you look so angry? Did Hendrix bother you again this morning? I feel like he's always been like that. It's just that he's been doing it more frequently lately. Lisa, are all boys this childish? Don't talk with your mouth full. Okay. Got it. But Hendrix doesn't seem that childish, does he? He seems pretty normal to me. Of course, any other student would have the same opinion as Lisa. Hendrix hides his two sides well. Lisa took another cookie from my paper bag. Hey! I don't care if you're my bestie. Hands off. But if you don't like him doing that, you should talk to him about it. I get the feeling Hendrix cares about you in his own way. I don't actually resent him. If there's only one person in the world I didn't resent, it would probably be Hendrix. Then why are you angry? I think it's interesting to see the different sides of the people around us. Look, you're always so serious. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you smile before. Seriously? Am I one of those stone-faced MCs? I'm so curious. What do you look like when you smile? I can't actually see my model right now, so I'm hoping I'm smiling. That's the downside to not streaming, is I can't, like, usually have my stream up on my Mac because I don't have a second monitor, so I can see what's going on. I just have to trust the process while doing this, and that is low-key kind of terrifying. No, don't pull my face like that, Lisa! The morning's classes passed quickly. Though I've moved quite a few textbooks home one by one before, my locker hasn't been completely emptied yet. Lisa seems to be very resistant to putting any personal items in the locker. This is basically my locker now. There's not much to eat in the cafeteria. Lisa and I found a remote place to sit, but Hendrix was not in his usual spot. Hendrix is a grade ahead of me, so we didn't always have classes together. In fact, even at school, we didn't see each other very often. He had finished his winter show a while back, and it took a lot of his time. Guess what? Aw, look at them chatting. They're so cute. She's so pink and bubbly, and then I'm so green. What is it? No, you have to guess. Just guess. Take a guess. Have you heard the news? No, I bet you haven't, given how you're totally unaware of anything going on. Ooh, that one chick did that thing with that other chick, and they totally, like, just got, like, absolutely busted. And now they're, like, doing that thing over at that place. Right? Right? I have a computer. I read the school forums. Our school forums are apparently just yik yak. Which, if you don't know what yik yak is, good. Never download it. It's fucking horrible. No. When something's on a forum, it's outdated. Lisa looked intently at her computer while half listening to our conversation. She often used her lunch break to write her articles, given her role in the school newspaper. Sure enough, this hasn't made it to the forums yet. Looks like my sources are right off the press this time. Lily, our high school is getting a transfer student next semester. Is that gonna be Noah? Also, confirms we went from being in college and now we're in high school. That's rare. In the middle of the semester? Don't tell me the principal told you about this. His parents were here last week for enrollment. I happened to see them. They were in the principal's office. He didn't show up himself? I would have remembered if I had seen him. Would you have? Would you really have, Lisa? Like, look me in the eyes and be completely honest. Would you have remembered him? This is my exclusive news. Our boring high school life is finally going to have a ripple in it. It looks like he is in our grade. What does that have to do with me? What I mean is, you can expand your social circle a bit. Wait, no, I can't. Noah, okay, from what I know of Noah, we only meet him in college. This has to be Edmund, right? You're talking about the people in our grade. Everyone's already been through grade 9 and formed their own friend groups. Honestly, I get that. That was a lot of the challenges I had in like middle and high school. Was that everybody formed their social cliques extremely quickly. So once I lost my friend group in high school, which I shouldn't even call them my friend group, they were fucking horrible. It was really, really hard to find any sort of place with anyone else, and I never did, because none of the cliques want to let in somebody new. Honestly, staying as I was seemed like the smarter option compared to trying to break into other social circles. But do you know what will happen if you never try? Lisa puckered her mouth and wrenched my face upright with both hands, forcing me to look straight at her. I fucking love her. Look, you only have me and Hendrix. That's enough, Lisa. Lily? Isn't having you around enough? You're all I need. Although you say it that way, it does make me very happy. After all, being with me will always make life exciting. Others may leave you, but I'll always be by your side. But hey, don't change the subject, Lily. I'm talking about that transfer student. Okay, I didn't mean to. You're the one who started taking off with it. Although it almost worked. Damn it, the sweet talk isn't working. Look, that person just transferred and hasn't had a chance to build any connections yet. They must be waiting for someone to take them in, like a helpless little bunny. Don't you think this is a perfect opportunity? Besides, what's the harm in making one more friend? Lisa, what are you trying to say? This isn't how you usually talk. I heard he's a oh. Girl just wants a fucking crush. I see you. Lisa blurted out those words and looked at me as if a weight had been lifted off her chest. So what? Aw, we're so sweet and innocent and completely and utterly clueless. Just like me. Who knows? It might bloom into a beautiful school romance. Uh-huh. I have a feeling it'll turn out great. Though you'll need to be careful. I always felt there's something about Hendrix that's actually... I ignored Lisa's rambling fantasies about a rosy future. Wait, is she talking about a future for me specifically? Does girl not want her own romance? And clearly, she's picked up on it already. Henry clearly has a fascination with, you know, us. That may or may not be of a romantic persuasion. These days, everything feels chaotic. Is having one more or one less person around wouldn't change anything for me. I just need to keep my inner peace and make it through to college. Once I went to college, no one would judge me. I could completely leave home and get far away from here. Leave it all behind. C007 Spring. A memory. Lily? My mother stood behind me, startling me. I'm sorry. Where were you? Her voice was calm, but it was far from a good sign. I glanced at the wall clock. It was exactly midnight. I've never been this late before. It's midnight, but why is there all the talking in the background? The silence persisted until the Greens approached. Ah! Ah! Okay. Even at such a late hour, when the light seemed unbearably harsh, it still exuded a soft, noble elegance. My mother and I turned our heads simultaneously, displaying smiles that seemed almost instinctive. Then I vaguely remember my cheek being pinched after a conversation. 8 years old already? So cute! I've always wanted a girl. When I looked at the clock again, it was already past midnight. 12:30. Maybe I should go to the washroom again. I left the hall while rubbing my eyes, trying to see more clearly. Jeez, how big is this place? The Green's mansion was decorated in a very grand and cozy manner. Gold, green, and white were its dominant colors. Elegant oil paintings of the various Green family members throughout the ages decorated the walls. Take the Green name very seriously. The newer paintings seem to depict a child. Is that their son? Is this the first time that we meet Hendrix? Turning a corner, I continued down the hallway until I saw a spacious room decorated with bookshelves. Even though it was night and there were no lights on, the moonlight through the huge floor-to-ceiling windows was bright enough, illuminating the wooden floor. I looked around, as if afraid that a butler or even the Green family would suddenly appear and say, "You shouldn't be here." But no, I was alone in the vast space. I took a seat on the chair in front of the desk. It felt good to finally ding my feet. Finally felt a bit relaxed. There was an open notebook on the desk with childlike handwriting. I don't want to be a princess anymore. What? One day in a faraway kingdom, the princess suddenly announced. But you used to love it all. Being a princess means having loving parents, companions, delicious desserts. Why not? That's what I've decided. I don't belong here. The princess, fleeing her identity, eventually became a ranger. She traveled through different kingdoms and villages, hiding her true self. No one recognized that she had once been a princess. That's how she lived freely. Till one day, the princess helped a family. Watching them hug each other and smile happily, the princess suddenly missed her parents. Maybe I should go back. What would Mom and Dad think of me if I return? Will my childhood friends still recognize me? Can I return to my current life after seeing them? They'll surely be happy to see you, said the family the princess had helped. You're a good child. They'll be proud of you. After bidding farewell to the family, the princess pondered for a moment. Well, no matter what, I'll go back and take a look, even with my humble status. With her mind made up, the princess set off for home. Why is it so bright outside? Is the party not over yet? Good morning! Oh my god, it's baby Hendrix and MC! Us! Look at them, they're so adorable! In front of me crouched a boy wearing an oversized sweater. Oh, you fell asleep. And you're holding my, is this his story? It's so cute! It's okay, I didn't mean to blame you in any way. My dad used to have friends who would spend the night in the guest room, too. But why didn't you sleep in the hallway? You'd be much more comfortable to sleep on a bed. Your dad? And they're not up yet. I guess the party went on too late last night. Every time they do that, they only show up in the afternoon. I kind of like that sometimes, because then no one cares what I do in the morning. What? It's already the next day? The party must have finished a long time ago, and where the fuck are our parents? Did they not come searching for us? God. Talk about abandonment issues. Must have fallen asleep last night. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. My dad never minded things like that. What about your parents? If you were here... I have to go now. You're leaving already? Why don't you stay for breakfast? I just had the butler make some pancakes. Oh, heh, with his fancy-ass butler. You always mix too many. Of course, there are some leftovers in the kitchen, too. I'm sure they won't mind. But my mom, they will know what to do. Besides, it's too dangerous for you to go out alone now. A host can't put his guests in danger. That's what my dad always told me. He says I'm going to own this house someday. A host is responsible for his guests. Since he's not up, I think I should act as the host. Shall I invite you to the kitchen for some food? Oh, he's so sweet. However, halfway after the boy, he stopped abruptly. This is to my mom and dad's bedroom. Let's go another way. My name is Hendrix. My mom and dad always ate at opposite ends of the table like this, too. Hey, do you mind if I sit next to you? What's your name? Lily. Cool. You seem... Well, I haven't had much contact with girls, because my dad only lets me hang out with boys. Lily, can I call you that? That notebook you were holding, I read it. Sorry. I think it's a really cool story. I didn't get to finish reading it, though. I must have fallen asleep yesterday. You really think the story is cool? Yeah, I'm curious about what happens next. Did the princess eventually return to her kingdom and reunite with her family? Was their family waiting for her all this time? Are we the princess in the story and this is a giant analogy, but in real life our parents don't actually give a crap about our existence? It was a long journey. The princess received aid from all the people she had helped before, finally reached her former homeland. Papa? Mom? Even after finally setting foot in her hometown, the princess's identity was still unrecognized. Where is everyone? Why are all the houses empty? Why is the land black here? Oh God. Is anyone there? Anyone! The princess called out, but only the wind answered. Not just her parents, her old friends, and the people who once adored her, all had perished along with the fallen kingdom. What the fuck? Twist ending? Turn this into a tragedy, why don't you? The princess went to her former bedroom. It was empty. The castle, too, was deathly silent. Of course, there was no one left in this world who remembered her as a princess. And so, the princess was completely free of her past. This moment of profound grief, she did not know where to go. Just then, she sensed a human presence from somewhere nearby. Who's there? The princess cried out both in excitement and fear upon hearing the sound. I am but a sage, your highness. A figure emerged from the ruins. You know who I am? Of course. Fate has guided me to you. The sage's eyes glinted with an obscure light. Your highness, avenge your kingdom and your people. So this is part of an even longer story. Wait, it ends here? I flipped through a few more pages, but there was no further development in the story. I haven't finished writing the story yet because I'm not quite sure how it ends. Basically, no one has read it before. You are the first. My dad told me never to show unfinished work, but you gotta get a proofreader. Do you like it? The boy asked carefully with a rather anxious tone. The story is sadder than I imagined. When the princess came back, she found everything destroyed. She must have been really sad. She probably thought, if only I hadn't left. No matter how much she regrets it now, it's useless. Poor princess. Princess! Although I don't know how to write it yet, maybe when I grow up a little and read more books, I might be able to write an ending to this story. You should show it to your mom and dad. They'd be so proud of you. Maybe. They're both busy, so I think I'll wait until the story is finished before showing them. And my dad prefers me to go outside and play sports and stuff. My mom always says I could write more, so maybe I could publish a book someday. Don't you want to be a writer? I don't know yet. I just really like that stuff. But you want to see more stories? I've written quite a few more. Yes, absolutely, little baby Hendrix. For the next few hours, Hendrix and I read some short stories he had written, as well as quite a few adventure books that interested him. During this time, he also volunteered to bring 2 cans of soda from the kitchen and several bags of snacks that looked a little too sweet. But the best part was that we also got to eat some leftover fries from yesterday's party. They tasted even better than they did yesterday. After a couple of hours, Miss Green slowly appeared at our door. I then realized that I had been here too long. Thank you, Miss Green, but I really have to go home now. If my parents ask, could you tell them that I was well behaved? Of course, baby. You've been doing great. Henry really likes you. You should come over more often. Yeah, next time we can go to my room. I have so much cool stuff there. Lily, right? I remember your parents. They were professional and made an effort to stay in touch even when they were away. Wow, so my parents give more attention to the Greens than they do their own child. Seriously, they just left her abandoned inside their house. Like, what the fuck? Never miss out on an important event. Hendrix and I agree that we should visit his house more often. Because Hendrix's room is brighter and we don't have to worry about getting the floors dirty. So next weekend you have to come over to my house to play. Mom will have someone pick you up and I don't have classes on Saturday afternoon. Hendrix is really cheerful. He's nothing like me. Hard to imagine a boy with so many ideas like him focusing on writing. Miss Maria looks different from yesterday, too. She and Hendrix both have great personalities and are very good at finding things to talk about. They're very easygoing. Hendrix? Oh, yeah. Hi, Dad. Another man appears in the doorway with an arm around Lady Maria's shoulders. It seems you've made a good friend. Man crouched down and reached his hand out to me. Hello, I'm Andrew. Perhaps you can join Hendrix in our games later. He's always complaining about not having company. Interested in shooting, kid? Ouch, Dad! Alright. Why don't you see the kids off? Hendrix, remember to prepare your homeschool lesson later. Anyway, my dad loves to share. If he thinks something is interesting, he always wants people around him to try it. Even my mom can't stand him sometimes. But you haven't really talked about your parents at all, huh? Are your parents the same? Actually, I don't really know. Before reaching the gate, Hendrix and I walked down a tidy cobblestone path, flanked by trimmed lawns and fresh seasonal flowers. It was darker when we arrived here yesterday. It makes the garden to look so nice in the morning. If you're not interested, we can do something else. I mean, I also... No! Hunting sounds fun! Today has been a lot more fun than I imagined. I ate well. Got to read a story Hendrix wrote. God, he's really talented. Anyway, if I ever get a chance to come over again for anything, it would definitely be fun. Well, let's wait until winter then. My dad says winter is the best time, and that probably leads into the first part of the story. Lily, it's been a lot of fun being with you. Today I realized being with a girl is even more fun than I imagined. Oh, Hendrix, you have no idea. We live close, so we should hang out together often from now on. Okay. C014. Winter break has started. I'm on my way to this year's Christmas party. We're almost there, kids. Ah, the Renard. Edmund Renard. Wow, the Renard family mansion is really grand. This area wasn't surrounded by forest, but the sides of the road had obviously been landscaped at great expense. Even before reaching the mansion's entrance, you could see bright, festive Christmas lights already lighting up half the sky. It's so beautiful. Look, they even hung colored lights on the eaves. After all, there are quite a few guests younger than you coming today, so I'm sure they put in some effort. It's rare for Freya to agree to decorate her home like this. Mr. and Miss Green smiled at each other as the butler at the iron gate opened it and bowed, showing us the way in. Henry, Lily, stay close to us. On the way into the banquet center, Hendrix kept looking at me frequently, almost like he was afraid I would disappear. However, even in the midst of such a pleasant Christmas atmosphere, there's still an air of uneasiness. Lily, they should be the children from the orphanage. A few hours ago. Lily, here. Maria handed me a red envelope. What's it say? Hendrix leaned in beside me. It smelled pleasant and comforting. A donation was made to the orphanage in the name of my youngest son. Thank you all for joining this meaningful charity evening. Didn't Duke Renard have only one son? 17 years ago, Edgar, the first child of the Renard family, was born. After 16 years, it turns out that Miss Renard was not pregnant, and, of course, no new children have been born into the family. Therefore, the Renard's youngest son was an illegitimate child. Of course, this had been a long and unspoken, This had long been an unspoken fact. Whoa! Why are those kids running so fast? Maybe they're just too excited. On a night like this, the invitation implied that the orphans, they were supposed to be the stars of the evening. If lucky, the orphanage director could even attract more funding as a result. But it was obvious that most of the children just stood timidly in the corner, watching the crowd come and go. The star of the night was someone else. No one's even noticed me tonight. Good. Look at that poor girl. Following Hendrix again. Don't you think Maria and Andrew mind? Boy, you better back the fuck off. Of course, no one talks about these things anymore. After all, as long as you keep a low profile, they'll eventually find something else to talk about. Today, their eyes were all seemingly focused on the center of the party. As I entered the main hall, the Christmas songs played by the band became clear. Standing before me was the Renard family. Freya, Thomas, and their son Edgar, who I'd never really considered. Okay, so she looks like a stuck-up bitch. He seems rather nice. Yeah. I thought your name was Edmund. Wait, is that Edmund? What does Edmund look like again? I don't remember if he has blue eyes. Doesn't he have, like, brownish eyes? I don't remember. Wait. Hold up. Okay, I think that's him. It should be him. I'm pretty sure it's him. His bureau is older than Hendrix and not very talkative. Meanwhile, a petite boy stood to the side. Okay, no, that's not Edmund. Edmund Renard, their youngest son. What's this? Talk. Oh, you're really pretty. I feel you could easily be mistaken for a girl. Perhaps it was the natural fondness people have for small, beautiful creatures, like savoring a delightful dessert. The moment Maria saw Edmund, her face blossomed into a smile. There he is. Wait, no, that is him. What's your last name, kid? Edmund Renard. The gray-haired boy took the back of Maria's hand in style and gently bowed his head to make a kiss. Oh, you charmer. What a cute kid. If I'd been born a few decades later, I might have really gone crazy for you. Ma'am, that is a child. Boy, why are you giving me the side eye? Hi. He looked over. What? He is so strange. Boop. Edmund. He had a rather difficult life before coming here. His mother passed away, so he had no choice but to be entrusted to me. Isn't it terribly sad that countless children in this world, who should be full of hope, can only grow up in such harsh environments? Of course, Thomas, I completely agree with you. I can't even imagine if my Henry fell into something similar. Well, in that case, it seems I should make a generous donation to the orphanage today as well. Donating in Edmund's name is simply the perfect decision. Oh my, how adorable! Even his cheeks are so soft. Such a smooth, youthful face. Lady, you seem nice, but you're starting to give me the creeps. Can you, like, take a couple steps back, please? By the way, I heard you made quite a generous donation to the orphanage tonight. It was the decision made by Thomas, myself, and Edgar. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of the boy and realized Edmund was watching us. Or rather, he was watching me. My reaction, oh god, I am just like a fucking magnet for these boys, aren't I? Speaking of which, how old are you, Edmund? Okay, wait, is it Edmund or is it Edgar? I think I'm 14. Or 15? 15. Edmund is 15. You look younger than you really are, boy. I'm much more mature than I look, sir. That's what Henry always says. By the way, you haven't properly met each other yet, have you? Edmund doesn't usually get much exposure to kids his own age. Wouldn't this be just the right time, then? Let's get the kids acquainted. Henry, take the lead. You're the oldest. Edmund has been standing here for a long time, hasn't he? Why don't we have him take Henry and Lily for a stroll? Thomas, when was the last time we were here? It looks like you've added to your collection. Soon enough, their talk shifted from Edmund to the Renard family collection. Business models, vacation recommendations, and anecdotes about what happened to the decor. Okay, well, done with that, I guess. Notes. We can look at the people. Thomas Renard, Edmund's father, known as Duke Renard. He is already over 50 years old. Probably suddenly became rich around his 30s. The decoration of his home is very grand. Freya Renard, Edgar's mother. She and Duke... Okay, again, is it Edgar or is it Edmund? I'm confused. She and Duke Renard are in a business marriage because she only has one son, Edgar. She seems to care for him a lot. For others, she is a very intelligent and cold woman. Okay, so there are two different people. Oh, Edgar is the boy that's been... Okay. Edgar Renard, the eldest son of the Renard family. He seems to have a very gentle and reliable personality. He often appears together with Freya and has even been jokingly called Mom's good boy. But he doesn't seem to mind at all. As of now, he is probably the only heir of the family. Maria, the lovely mother, runs the Green family business with Mr. Andrews and is a very bright and capable woman. Edmund. Edmund is the second child of the Renard family until C014. I was completely unaware of his existence. So are these the codes for the memories that we're going through? We labeled our own memories? Okay, I was wondering if there's anything new about them. Okay. There wouldn't be anything new on Noah yet because we haven't seen him. Okay, everybody else is unknown. Activity handbook. Great outage. Time travel theory. Locked. Let's talk to Hendrix. Lily, what's the matter? What should I talk about? Oh, shit, okay. The Renard family. Unlike the Greens, the Renards are considered new money. The decor of their home was flamboyant and lacked confidence. Come to think of it, the last time I saw Edgar was several years ago. Back then, he still hadn't graduated. I feel like his life must be tough, too. I can't imagine having a mother like Lady Freya. Oof. Burn. Let's talk about the orphanage. What is this orphanage everybody's talking about? Lily, those kids bumped into you just now. Are you okay? Oh, that. I almost forgot about it until you mentioned it. Come to think of it, there are actually fewer kids here tonight than I expected. After all, they can't really bring the kids here, right? Maybe they just chose a few kids to represent them. Huh. Seems like there's only 9 kids. 9? It does feel a bit unnatural. Well, I don't have a basis for how big the house is or how big the orphanage is, so I can't really tell. Not this. This one? Nope, not profile. Notebook. Huh, I got a noise. I thought I had written something down. Winter break plans. So what are we doing this winter break? Definitely not going hunting with my dad. And I need to write the script for next winter's show. So I'll probably be busy with that this winter break. Oh, you're starting it so early? Yeah, the script usually needs to be done by the start of the school year. Setting up the stage and everything takes a lot of time. Next year will be the last show. Indeed, Hendrix will likely need to start thinking about college applications next summer. I feel that. Alright, Maria and Andrew. Is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything I can help you with, my dear? Duke Renard. Thomas didn't do much business with us, but he was certainly a very shrewd businessman. His health has been in decline. Alas, as the result of not having a healthy lifestyle in his younger years. But his two sons are adorable. Why are they discussing this with me, a tiny little child? I used to think Edgar was well behaved, but now when I look at Edmund, it's like traveling back in time. There's not much difference in age between them, so to speak. Well, it looks like Freya has a good temper. Good-tempered? What an interesting way to describe Miss Freya. Hendrix. Don't you think Henry's a bit too clingy with you? Hasn't he always been like that? When he was little, he would cry and scream if we weren't around. Lily, don't take him too seriously. He's just overly sensitive sometimes. Maria said the word sensitive in an almost loving tone, as if it were an endearing personality trait. I think he just feels deeply. Most writers tend to. There's a reason why we write. I remember when Henry was studying abroad, he was always worried about you. He didn't reply to his letters for a while. As a result, he wrote even more. He would run to the mailbox every day before leaving the house. So it seems moving closer together was the best decision. Aww. Okay, Edgar. Hello, Miss Lily. Hi, Edmund. Wait, Edgar. Did you enjoy the event tonight? You don't seem like a frequent attendee at these gatherings. Yeah, everything's fun. That's good. Edgar's back to smiling. Edmund. Oh, my brother? What about him? He looks cute. Ah, indeed. Oh. Edmund is very well behaved. Sometimes I worry he'll repress himself too much. You seem to be around the same age, aren't you? It's hard for me to find common ground with him sometimes, so it's reassuring to have him spend time with others. If he could spend time with you sometimes, that would be nice. Oh, absolutely. He's one of my love interests, after all. I envy him sometimes, too. Oops, sorry, I accidentally said something strange. Alright, well, that's everybody. My memories of banquets have never been particularly pleasant. They're always filled with such idle chatter. The boy. Edmund didn't seem troubled at all. People's malice seems to be everywhere. Always, with no exception. There was a time when I was their target, too. When did they stop paying attention to me? I don't want to stay here at all. Hendrix, I need to go use the washroom for a moment. Oh? Hendrix? I'm back at my house? Lily? Dad? What are you doing here? I thought you and Mom wouldn't be back until... Watch your behavior. I don't want you screaming in front of everyone all of a sudden like last time. What are you... Do you know how hard we had to work to make sure you could go to that party? You disgraced me. But at that time, that man was... Okay. He just wanted to hug you. Besides, what's wrong with a little touch? Didn't you quite like him when you were a kid? What the fuck? I turned to see myself standing in front of a huge floor-to-ceiling mirror, wearing a certain gown that made me feel like I had trouble moving around. At least your mother has good taste. Where are we going? My father glanced at me and walked straight out. Fuck you, Dad! I had no choice but to follow. 2 years ago, C012. Oh god. Cheers! Honestly, with their global business, it's bound to flourish this year too. Hey, is this Lily? She's grown so tall. Is there someone looking after this little girl living all alone? Fucking creep. Lily is very independent. I recently even considered hiring a maid to take care of her, but she refused, insisting that she be fine on her own. Well, that does save us a lot of expenses. Father and mother were drinking champagne, while the people around me looked at me with a gaze that only I could understand. The gaze people get looking at a zoo animal. Funny. Last time she suddenly acted that way. Is your husband alright? Sometimes kids just don't know how to control themselves. He's fine now. Besides, what strength could a little girl have? It was that big man who should have felt embarrassed last time. Oh, let's not talk about that anymore. That kind of look is clearly the look given to a wild child. Whoa. Goosebumps formed on my shoulders, where that man had touched me long ago, but I didn't exactly know when. That time, besides feeling disgusted, I let out a very indecent scream while my mind almost went completely blank. Perhaps they were looking forward to hearing it again. God, that's shit. Once again, I tried to focus my attention on the overly sweet dessert I was holding in my hands. Let it be known, kids, if any strange man... Well, hopefully there's no kids actually watching this because I have an 18+ stream. I'm not even streaming. I'm just adult. I'm an adult, and I like catering to adults. But yeah, if there are any kids watching this, let it be known that if any strange men touch you and you don't want to be touched, you scream bloody fucking murder. Regardless of what your parents may think or anybody else around you, if somebody tries to touch you and you do not want that touch and they will not listen to you especially, let it be known that this is not wanted. Scream, yell, kick, cry, do whatever you gotta do. As long as it's like this, with no one approaching me or touching me, I just need to persevere until the party ends. But Andrew, how does it feel to be back after living away for a few years? Well, with all the official duties and Hendrix and Maria accompanying me there, it wasn't too lonely after all. You must still feel more settled here. After all, you can go anywhere in the world, but you only have one home. I completely agree. By the way, where's Hendrix? I didn't see him when we came in. Hey, Lily, we remember you two always playing together when you were kids. You might not even recognize each other now. It's been 4 years since Hendrix went to study abroad. Darling, you've really become so beautiful over these years. Lily, you don't know, but he's been going on about wanting to see you since the first few weeks after returning home. Ah, fuck, no, Noah, stay strong. Boys just love to run around. Lily, you're probably tired of listening to us adults talk, so why'd you go find Hendrix? You two must have a lot to catch up on. Oh, and Henry brought you a present. Oh? Oh, there he is. Lily! Fucking tackled. I'm so happy to see you again. Oh. We're back home. Huh? Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Oh god, suddenly I couldn't breathe at all. An unknown fear gripped me and was accompanied by a strong surge of disgust. It was like an instinctive action. I turned and pushed him hard. I raised my other hand. Oh god, I raised my fist and swung it fiercely at the person beside me. Slap. Oh no! My baby! Everything is finally a bit quieter. Wait, this is a party. Why is it so quiet? Oh, this is gonna make me cry. What's happening? Oh happened? Hendrix? Really? Why didn't I recognize him just now? How could I? Perhaps it was because his hands were bonier than when he was little. He had grown so tall, and I could even faintly see the muscle tones under the cloth. Maybe it was because his voice sounded different, deeper, more like a man's instead of the high, soft voice he had as a child. Just hit Hendrix. I didn't dare look at my parents' expression. I turned and ran towards the door. I hit the same Hendrix who kept writing me letters even when he wasn't by my side. What the hell did I do? Oh, this... I'm like actually cheering up. Shit. Hey, Lisa, why are you here? Hendrix. What is happening? Lily, hello? Is anybody out there? Anybody listening? Sorry, Lisa. What, did Hendrix write to you again? You two are just so sweet. What the fuck? Nonsense, he's been doing this since we were kids. It's no big deal. This only proves he's been into you since he was a kid. Should find a chance to reply to him. I bet he'll be over the moon if he receives a letter from you. Why don't you write back? Lily? Why? When did he stop writing to you? It's been a long time since the weather was this nice. Outside the window, students walked by. I closed my notebook and looked at my watch. Let's not talk about this for now. Shouldn't we get going? Alright, well, we're actually gonna save it there now that we've got our first Noah of the actual official first chapter. I think that is a good place to end it. We had shocking revelations of us fucking punching our best friend. What the fuck? Okay, well, obviously there's some sort of time travel mindfuckery going on here that we need to figure out. This is chapter... I'm wondering if chapter 1's gonna be mostly going through our memories and then everything happens in chapter 2. I don't know. I do know that these two parts are actually surprisingly long. This is like a 12-hour game, as it stands so far. So I'm interested to see what all is going to happen. I try to limit what I can being in the Discord of, what all is going to happen, but it doesn't always work out that way. God, and after reading the Kickstarter page, I'm all sorts of like all over the place now. Clearly we are far behind, but I don't want this to stretch on for too long. So yeah, we're gonna end it there, and then I will pick this up again next week. In the meantime, I know tomorrow I'm gonna be doing Moonflower on stream as part of like just my regular Friday streams. I think if I have a little bit of time tonight, I'm actually gonna be live doing more Infinity Nikki because there's new stuff there that I need to get through. God, there's so many games I need to play. There's games coming out, too, like, oh, fuck. The one game that literally just came out about being in a bayou, I think. It's like bayou magic shaman stuff, which is fucking amazing. It's such an underrepresented culture in, video games. What's it called? Shit. I forgot what it's called, but it's on my list of things I need to play. I'm starting to get into Devil May Cry too because the anime has come out. They've been having sales. God, just scrolling through Steam. There's like Final Fantasy games I need to play. There's Claire Obscura. Lost Records is on my list too. God, there's so much shit I gotta play. The Last of Us, and like I only have so much time to do it too, especially since I'm getting ready to like graduate college, looking for jobs and places to live. There's a whole lot going on. But yeah, in the meantime, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate and love you all so very much. I hope you all have a wonderfully demonic rest of your days and or nights. I'll see you all next time, okay? Love you guys. Bye!